Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Planetary Review. Sorry if I sound a little sick. I am just recovering from not feeling well not too long ago, so forgive me for my voice. But I'm here to bring you guys my review for Prey. I've played it, and here are my thoughts of the new Bethesda title that has come out. Let's first talk about the story. The story is that you are a character named Morgan Yu, and you find out that you're getting experiments done on you by adding neuromods, and you think at first it's safe and everything's okay, but then you find out there's a little bit of a darker secret, that there's an alien organisms walking around this facility, and it is your job to figure out how to get rid of it, how to destroy this place you're in so that it doesn't spread around all the way back to Earth. I don't want to get into more detail than that because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but just know there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the place that you're in this game. But let's talk about the graphics. The graphics in this game are really well done. The way they look is really great. You'll see some awesome sights, like when you look out into space where you are and everything like that, it looks awesome. There are just some moments in this game that look really great, and the game also performs really well. I was playing this on a PS4 Pro, performed great. Awesome. I gotta say, the graphics and performance were great. You guys will definitely not have any problems in that front. Next, the way they made this world, as Bethesda, we all know, they are great at making a really interesting world for us to explore and want to know more about. This game is no exception. When you're walking around this world and you're finding like some of the dead bodies and you're finding like notes and you're seeing the story that they've made within the game, just by putting emails and everything, you find it very interesting. You read every email. In the beginning I wasn't, because I wanted to try and get through it really fast, but then I started reading the emails, and then when you go to each room that they're talking about and you find every item and you just see what happened to these people, it really makes you feel like you were in a living, breathing like area with just people just living an everyday life, like working in an office, and they all had connections with each other, they all had relationships. It was very cool the way they made this world, the way they built this world that you're in was very awesome. So I gotta commend them for that. It made you want to explore. It made you want to know what's in that room, because I want to know what happened to the people in that room, or what happened. It made you very curious, which is great. I love that about Prey. That was awesome. On to the next part. When it comes to exploring, sometimes you'll bump into a situation where it's blocked by something and you need a leverage, and you need like leverage level 3 or something, like bring up your strength. And sometimes you'll be able to sit there and go, wait a minute, maybe if I pick up this explosive canister, put it in front of the thing that's blocking the way, you shoot that explosive canister, it gets out of the way, and boom, you're able to go in. This game makes you really be able to be like, hey, I may not be able to go in there because of this skill, but maybe if I think about like, blow something up in front of it, boom, you'll be able to get in. And that's why this game is, I think a lot of people are going to like it if you're a big BioShock and System Shock fan. I personally am not a big fan of those games. I don't like this type of style, but I was able to see and understand and respect this type of game, and I thought it was fairly good. Was I having a huge blast? No, because I'm typically not into BioShock type of games, and this game is definitely a lot like BioShock and System Shock. So if you're fans of those games, you're definitely gonna like this one. And the next thing, I gotta say, this game always keeps you on your toes, because there are these enemies called mimics that could turn into any type of furniture. And you will always be on your toes worrying about like, oh shit, is that an enemy? Why are there 2 chairs there? One of them might be a mimic. You'll always be on your toes going, there might be an enemy somewhere, and that's very cool. That will keep you very awake during your gameplay. You'll always feel paranoid when you walk into a room, until later on you do get something that shows you if there's mimics in there. But even so, you're still always on your toes and ready just in case there's a mimic in that room. And also, the skill tree in this game is very, very cool. We have a huge skill tree. In the beginning, you just have three things to choose from, which are mainly human abilities. Then later on in the game, as you progress, you get the alien abilities, where you have abilities to turn, as you've seen in the trailers and stuff, you could turn into a cup to get into a tighter spot. You could turn into a turret, and it really makes you be able to play this game in vastly different ways. If you did the alien tree mostly, you'll be able to be more superpowered, because you get like a explosive attack, you could turn into a turret, You can get mind control techniques. There's a bunch of different things that can make you play this game through multiple playthroughs, and you can experience different ways completely to handle yourself in every gameplay. I focus on mostly the human tree, and I just went for one mimic ability, which was turn into a cup so I could get into like a locked room, just, you know, break the glass, went in, and boom, I got what was in there. So there's a lot of reason to replay this game, because you could just be like, I'm gonna play this game this time with all the alien abilities, and sit there and go, hey, now I'm gonna have to worry about turrets, because the more alien abilities you have, turrets will look at you and consider you a target, because you start to have alien stuff, like alien DNA within you, which makes you really think after that. That now the turrets that may have been your friend in the beginning, because they didn't see that you had alien DNA, are now your enemies now, and you not only have to look after the aliens, now you have to worry about the turrets. So it's a really great way to make you really play the game differently through this skill tree. And the next thing I want to say, this game is a lot of gameplay. There's a lot of content. If you just focus on the story, you'll get around 14 to 15 hours depending on difficulty you're playing. And if you go around doing all the side quests you find in this game, you are easily gonna get over 20 hours of gameplay. I did a couple side things, and then I just went straight through the story. Very well done. I liked it. A lot of great content. I mean, man, and then with the amount of times you want to replay this game on different difficulties, using different skills, and if excuse me, and if you're a completionist, you will definitely get your money's worth when it comes to gameplay time in this game, guys. Long game, very nice. I enjoyed that. Now those are all the positive things. Let's talk about a little bit of the negative things that really weren't too good about this game that I didn't like. First thing I want to say, the combat isn't amazing. Sometimes, like I said, I'm not a huge BioShock fan, so when I get into combat like this, I'm not really that big on it. Fighting with the wrench felt a little floaty. I didn't really enjoy using the wrench, but when I got guns, granted, it did feel a little bit better, but it still felt it didn't feel 100% right. I was using the guns and I was like, I'm not having that much fun. I had more fun just exploring the world, gathering resources, learning more about the universe. Whenever I got into a fight, I was kind of in the mentality of, geez, I gotta get into it. I don't want to, because the combat didn't feel 100% for me. If you like BioShock, perhaps you'll like the combat, but for me personally, I was kind of on the fritz when it came to getting into a battle. Then the next thing, gotta say, while you do fight different enemies in this game, there are a bunch of you have the little mimics, then you find these like bigger mimics that like they're not called mimics, but they're Typhon. I forgot the exact name of these alien creatures, but you find some that have the ability to have like shock abilities. They have explosive abilities, they have fire abilities, but at the end of the day, all the real differences with these enemy types is that they're bigger and they have different elemental abilities. And sometimes you'll have some that fly around and also have elemental abilities. But overall, they all pretty much look rather the same. They all just look like big black globs of whatever. I understand why they went for it, because that's what the aliens basically look like, but it would have been cool to see some really cool looking enemies that weren't just like symbiote looking creatures. It would have been cool to see them have like different like muscle types and stuff like that, but instead they all looked rather the same. So for me, I was just kind of like, alright. It would have been better if they made them all look a little bit more different, but I respect that they went for that. But that was just a little complaint for me as well. And like I said, if you don't like BioShock like I don't personally like the way the combat feels in that game. You might be turned off a little bit by this game, so beware. But overall, this game was even though I'm not a fan of games like this, I have to say I did have a rather fun time exploring the world, learning about the inhabitants that were in there, and just learning how these aliens got involved in this whole situation. I did have fun playing this game, even though the combat wasn't too strong or anything, but the graphics were great, the performance was awesome, the world was great. The amount of stuff you can do in this game with side quests and the main story will definitely give you a crap ton of content. So, at the end of the day, even though this game did have a little bit of flaws, at the end of the day, in my opinion, Prey definitely gets a solid B+ from me, guys. Well, sorry it took me a little bit to do my Prey review, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm sorry my voice sounds a little weird. Like I said, I'm still a little sick. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I cannot wait for Injustice 2 to come out. I'm very excited for that. That will be my next game review. My next movie review will be Alien Covenant. I'm very excited for that movie to come out. because I hope it's good. I love Xenomorphs. I love Alien in general. I really hope it turns out to be good. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.